Is one of America's biggest allies in the Middle East secretly helping the Houthis, and that too using American assets? UK state broadcaster BBC claims to have uncovered a sinister mass assassination conspiracy in Yemen. More than 100 people killed one by one in exactly the same manner. The mastermind, according to BBC, is the United Arab Emirates, or UAE. UAE has a long-standing defense partnership with America. The UAE also is a key player in the continuing civil war in Yemen. On the surface, the UAE has been part of the coalition fighting against the Houthis. It even had troops on the ground. Then how has the UAE ended up making the Houthis stronger? And what does this mean when America is struggling to stop the Houthis, the Gaza war is getting bloodier, and the entire Middle East appears to be destabilizing? A BBC report has claimed that there have been more than 100 mysterious deaths in Yemen in just 3 years. The most recent one took place in December last year. BBC says that most of the people assassinated were members of a group called Islah. It is the Yemeni branch of the Muslim Brotherhood, which also gave birth to Hamas. Islah is a Sunni Islamist movement and not considered a terror group by America. But it is banned in many Arab countries, including the UAE. Islah's activism for elections makes it a direct challenger to monarchies in the region. BBC claims that most of the people killed had no links with terror groups. It also cites a report by human rights group Reprieve. The group investigated 160 killings between 2015 and 2018 and said only 23 had terror links. So how does the UAE fit into all this? BBC says that the first mysterious killing in 2015 was traced to a private US security firm called Spear Operations Group. Former employees of Spear, who are ex-soldiers, said that they were initially hired by UAE to conduct assassinations in Yemen. But because they were foreigners, the UAE asked them to train its soldiers for assassinations. In turn, these Emirati soldiers trained Yemenis to do the actual killing so that it could not be traced back. The method of murder was the same. First, an explosion using an improvised bomb. But this is just a distraction, not the main event. What follows is a targeted shooting of the victim. BBC says that by 2017, UAE had set up a paramilitary force in South Yemen to do these operations. A unit called the Counter-Terrorism Unit was trained specifically for assassinations. This force, called the Southern Transitional Council, does not report to Yemen, but only to the UAE. Even more interestingly, the UAE recruited former Al-Qaeda members for this force. BBC says one of them is Nasser al-Shiba, who was a suspect in an attack on an American warship in 2000, in which 17 US soldiers died. The report says that these actions by the UAE are only worsening the political crisis in Yemen. UAE's actions are making it difficult for Yemen's internationally recognized government to return, and this ends up strengthening the Houthis. But why is the UAE, a close ally of America, doing this? In recent years, the UAE has been publicly embarrassing Washington. Since 2017, UAE's ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan has not visited America. But he has reportedly flown to Russia twice in just the last year to meet Vladimir Putin. Russia also made UAE the guest of honor at its flagship investment forum. On the defense front, too, USA appears to be losing out. While a deal for American F-35 fighter jets stalled in 2021, Abu Dhabi signed a deal with China for light attack aircraft. The Emirati and Chinese air forces also had a joint military exercise for the first time ever in August 2023. The UAE depends on the US for its security. But it was visibly angry at America in January 2022 when the Houthis attacked its capital, Abu Dhabi. The Houthis fired missiles and drones, and America was able to stop only some of them. One of the attacks killed 3 people. Emirati officials reportedly said that America's response was not adequate. Coming back to the latest controversy, however, the UAE has officially denied all allegations in BBC's report. Meanwhile, the US government has refused to comment. America's spy agency, the CIA, however, said that it never signed off on such an operation. The situation in the Middle East is gradually worsening. Even as the Gaza war stretches on, the Houthis have grown bolder and are holding World Trade ransom with their attacks on ships in the Red Sea. And America appears to be helpless. It has conducted several airstrikes on the Houthis, but they remain undeterred. In such a situation, the biggest blow to America's legitimacy as enforcer of peace will be one of its coldest allies, not just sitting it out, but actively working against its favor in the region.